After a tempestuous 2022, LIV Golf enters the new year on the strength of its groundbreaking debut campaign. Without a doubt, the Saudi-backed series shocked the professional golf world last year, and more of the same is anticipated in 2023. No one could have predicted the scope of the controversy surrounding LIV and its ongoing conflict with the PGA Tour. Given the impasse between the two rival circuits and the lack of a clear resolutions, it looks like golf's civil war will continue, and we are here for it. Today, we are going to be taking a look at what could well unfold on the Saudi-backed circuit as it heads into 2023. Hello and welcome to Golf Probe, your #1 stop for everything related to golf. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of our videos. Let's get into the video. Let's talk signings first. LIV are set to continue extending their roster in 2023 after enticing some of golf's greatest names for their maiden campaign, with a focus on the top 20 players in the world. Norman has already made it clear that the Saudi-funded circuit will bring another 7 players to the series. Players like Xander, Schauffele, and Cantlay have been mentioned as potential recruits. For the time being, the bulk of the best players in the world have remained faithful to the PGA Tour. But if the two competitors are able to resolve their current disputes in 2023, expect a large number of star players to join Norman and co. Next predictions, we might well have a LIV Major champion. LIV Golf may be dominated by relative has-beens, but it does boast 2 of the best players on the planet in Dustin Johnson and Cam Smith. It does have a few players like Brooks Koepka, Mr. Major, and a few more who can pull off a flawless week. Would Bryson DeChambeau be able to bounce back? Not in the least unlikely. It might happen. Whether it happens in the US Open or the British Open, one thing is for certain. Greg Norman will treat this victory as if it were his own. Next, it's possible that we will see a truce with PGA Tour. Will the PGA Tour and LIV ultimately put their differences aside and put an end to their protracted dispute in the new year? This is the questions on everyone's mind. Despite the fact that the sport has been tainted by the two teams' deadly rivalry and the Saudi-sponsored circuit's continued existence, it now looks like a truce will need to be reached in 2023. Augusta National's confirmations that any LIV player who qualifies for the 2023 tournament will be eligible to compete with no banning orders in place, unlike the PGA Tour, is a huge step towards bridging the gap between golf's traditionalists and revolutionaries. The one deciding factor is finally coming to a conclusion, however, would undoubtedly have to occur after the two quarreling circuits have resolved their legal disputes filed against one another, which are expected to be heard in court in the early months of this year. Next, let's talk about Greg Norman's future. The constantly controversial Greg Norman is one person who has contributed to LIV's rise. Although Norman was mostly at the forefront of all things LIV in 2022, as the circuit's CEO, the feisty Australian may have already taken on too much. The disputed breakaway series clearly needed a leader like Norman to get things going. But now that things are flowing smoothly, the former world #1's future is uncertain. The two competing tours need to reach some sort of understanding in order to bring peace to the game. According to the general belief in professional golf, but many believe that this is impossible while Norman is in charge. In particular, Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods have urged the Australian to step down from his positions so that golf could resume some semblance of normalcy. Also, The Telegraph has reported that Saudi officials are uncertain about Norman's future. Thus, his status as LIV's face may soon be over. Lastly, let's look at world's ranking recognition. The acquisitions of world ranking points is an additional factor that will increase the number of players in LIV. One of the big kinks in the breakaway circuit's armor has been competing without any world ranking points due to their lack of official world golf ranking status. And this isn't because they didn't try. LIV even co-sponsored their events with the lesser-known but OWGR-recognized MENA Tour to earn points for the world rankings. However, the ranking system rejected this proposal, but given the mounting pressure on OWGR, it appears likely that the Saudi circuit will ultimately be granted status in 2023. What do you think about these predictions? Let us know down in the comment section.